What's up, y'all? So here's the deal. Yesterday was my birthday, but this isn't new. I mean, I think I've submitted like 80%, probably 95% of these at, well, I don't have enough of these done to say 95%, but I've probably submitted 80 to 90% of these at midnight Eastern Standard Time or later. So y'all gotta roll with me. I'm gonna get right. It's just not right now, you know? I'm 27 though, that's new. We're gonna read Genesis 10. My takeaway from yesterday is that God, when we mess up, even when we mess up after doing a great thing, or when we mess up and we haven't done anything very spectacular at all, God's grace and mercy is still there waiting for us, which can be hard to hold in tension with, you know, the whole flooding the earth thing. But I would also offer that God's justice, His grace, and His mercy are things that we have to hold in tension. But I think if you pay attention to the overall narrative of the scriptures, of this story, our story with Him, His steadfast love, His grace and mercy continue to abound and abound and abound and abound and abound and abound. And so, yeah, the justice part is there. Man, His grace and mercy abound. And I hope that that is something that you can see as you go about this life and journey with me in a chapter a day to keep the devil away. Don't think I forgot the title. Yeah, it was a good cold open. Genesis 10. Genealogies, man. This is the account of the families of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the three sons of Noah. Many children were born to them after the great flood. Descendants of Japheth. The descendants of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The descendants of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Ripath, and Togarma. The descendants of Javan were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. Their descendants became the seafaring peoples that spread out to various lands, each identified by its own language, clan, and national identity. Descendants of Ham. The descendants of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The descendants of Cush were Seba, Havilah, and Sabta, Rama, and Sabteka. The descendants of Rama were Sheba and Dedan. Cush was also the ancestor of Nimrod, who was the first heroic warrior on earth. Since he was the greatest hunter in the world, his name became proverbial. People would say, "This man is like Nimrod, the greatest hunter in the world. He built his kingdom in the land of Babylonia, with the cities of Babylon, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh. From there he expanded his territory to Assyria, building the cities of Nineveh, Rehoboth-ir, Calah, and Resen, a great city located between Nineveh and Calah. Mizraim was the ancestor of the Ludites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphtuhites, Pathrusites, Casluhites, and the Captorites.
There was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia,
from whom the Philistines came. That was a bar, y'all. Canaan's oldest son was Sidon, the ancestor of the Sidonians. Canaan was also the ancestor of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Arkites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. The Canaanite clans eventually spread out, and the territory of Canaan extended from Sidon in the north to Gerar and Gaza in the south, and east as far as Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim near Lasha. These were the descendants of Ham, identified by clan, language, territory, and national identity. Descendants of Shem. Sons were also born to Shem, the older brother of Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of all the descendants of Eber. The descendants of Shem were Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The descendants of Aram were Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah was the father of Eber. Eber had 2 sons. The first was named Peleg, which means division, for during his lifetime, the people of the world were divided into different language groups. His brother's name was Joktan. Joktan was the ancestor of Almodad, Shelep, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadaram, Uzal, Dikla, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were descendants of Joktan. The territory they occupied extended from Mesha all the way to Sephar in the eastern mountains. These were the descendants of Shem, identified by clan, language, territory, and national identity. Conclusion. These are the clans that descended from Noah's sons, arranged by nation according to their lines of descent. All nations of the earth descended from these clans after the Great Flood. Those names were giving me a run for my money. My goodness, incredible. As somebody who has a name that people in America find hard to pronounce, usually I'm the one having to, there was no teacher for me. I was just out here swimming.
Tell me you can swim.
Yeah, I can swim, girl.
You okay?
Huh?
You okay? Stand up. Wait, stand up. Give me a floaty.
I can't hear.
Grab the floaty.
Grab my hand.
Drowning. I was out here fighting for my life, but we got it done. Okay. And remember, genealogies are there, and I don't know why they're there, but I must assume that they are there because God thinks it's important. And if God thinks it's important that it was there, then I am going to trust that they're there for a reason. So that's all I got for you, because it was just a lot of names, and yeah, lots of names, lots of peoples, lots of clans, lots of story, lots of contexts, small context, Nimrod, Peleg, and division, and all this stuff. So, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening. And we're going to find out more tomorrow when we read Genesis 11. Love y'all. Tyndale, Hallow, YouVersion, any Christian app, something, peoples, anyone who wants to support the grind, the journey, the long walk, one might say. I don't know if I should endorse that movie whilst talking Bible stuff. That was a lot, but it was a good movie, not gonna lie. Anyway, anybody who wants to join us for the journey, for the ride, holla at me, pull up on me.
Pull up on me.
Love y'all. Peace.